then we would give you a ticket and let you leave the sign on.
Right. That it wasn't arrestable, that we could leave the sign on, we could fight it in court.
You can certainly do that, but what we said was we give you a ticket if you refuse to turn it off. We're asking you to turn the sign off.
All right, so I'll ask the question again. If I refuse to turn the sign off, what happens?
We give you a citation. If you didn't understand that, well, I'll certainly take the citation back now if you want to turn it off.
Wait a minute.
She's making a distinction between the ticket and the citation. That's unclear to us what the difference is.
What do you mean?
You've given me a citation for
a refusal to
violation of the ordinance.
We thought he was refusing to turn it off. If he's not turn it off, maybe he was mistaken.
No.
Hang on, let me explain.
All right.
Go ahead.
What we said, and I thought you understood, is that we would, if you refuse to turn it off, we would issue a citation to appear in court, or a summons.
Right.
Okay, that's what this is.
Right.
Okay.
Understood.
And my understanding was that you weren't going to turn it off, so we gave you the ticket.
Right, but I meant was I didn't want to turn it off even after I got the citation.
Well, okay, so hold on. So now we have a citation. So if we refuse to turn it off, you'll issue a second citation and then a third, or, I mean, that doesn't make sense. Right?
Right, it doesn't make sense for us to keep issuing citations if we're not going to follow it, so we'd have to take the laser is what we'd have to do if you're not going to turn it off.
On what grounds?
You refusing to turn it off, it's violating the city ordinance.
If your question was the farm had a new sign right there, you wouldn't come and take the sign down.
They'd actually have a permit.
They'd have to have a
No,
permit.
if they didn't have a permit and you would use the same ordinance against the farm.
We'd ask them to turn it off.
And if they didn't turn it off, you wouldn't come down here and you wouldn't get out of your cruiser and climb up on the building and tear down the sign.
No, because I wouldn't have the ability to do that.
Right, so why should you take this?
Because it's right here, we can take it. I don't have to climb a building to get it down. Okay. I don't want you to get angry. I'm not trying to make you angry. You sound like you're a little agitated.
Well, I'm just annoyed because that's not what I understood.
Because what's happening now at this point is, at the next level, what you're saying is that you can seize private property on account of an ordinance, and that's an even greater violation than even preventing people from making their voices heard. I mean, that's really an escalation to say we're just going to confiscate people's private property on account of the city ordinance. And then doesn't that strike you as being a little over the top?
It's not something I really have time to do or want to do, but you can't leave it on after you turn it off. You don't have a permit, and it doesn't make sense when you come back here every 15 minutes and issue another citation. Right. So I'm asking you to turn it off. If not, bring it to the next level, and then let's.
So just
you can bring that to court.
We can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree on this, and if you bring that to court, or you go to get a permit for it.
Right. So
we're not going to get a permit. We won't get a permit.
Okay. If you want to bring that to court and then let the judge decide if we're right or wrong.
Just to be clear, so we can move forward. If he doesn't turn it off at this point, you're going to physically confiscate the equipment.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I wish you wouldn't put me in that position to have to do that to you. I'd rather
it's your
you just turn
equipment,
it
so
off.
it's your choice at this point.
I'd rather not have it confiscated. We're going to go to court on this as it is.
Well, that
That's
makes
what we want to
everything
give you the opportunity and let a judge decide. We don't.
And I want to make sure it's clear. So
It's as clear as can be.
Okay, so gentlemen, we have to go on. We have somebody in the station waiting for us.
Okay.
We're going to leave. We'll back on a little bit. Be careful. Watch out for cars in the street. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Have a nice day.
Does it say which city ordinance?